no DRS as well. No DRS.
Going into turn 3. It is going to be Volcano. Oh, de weer komt.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Contest of Speed Crossplay, and we've got a community event here, the probably the last one before season 11 gets underway here in the Crossplay section. Joining us, we've got pretty much a mixture between PC, PlayStation, and we do have the one and only Xbox driver, and that is NRX Flynn, someone who comes here with a lot of reputation and is possibly the one to beat in this field. Of course, we got VRT Nord, who is now VRT from SBS Esports, as well as some returning drivers that we've seen before. We've seen Bryson in various different leagues. We've got Ecos Darth Vader, who is someone I personally have never seen, but it does look like they're starting to get underway. So let's have a look. As you can see, 16 minutes into the qualifying left, and the first one onto the track is going to be BK, donning the Haas today, so he has chosen to go into the Haas. As he comes up to Lecom. And despite having more people in the attendance, we are going with 12. It's a good chance that someone will join through qualifying, but for now it is 12. And a few more coming out of the pit lane. We've got Wacky Races and Not Rapid. And in fact, we have got someone who's joining. That is Cornish Mantos, who, of course, is a little bit late, but here he is. He's back out. He's here. He's ready to go. I think Cornish is on the AM side of Contest of Speed. And it has to be said, it's a fairly slow outlap from BK. Someone who is a reserve in the Crossplay division, which will begin, I think it's the week of January the 23rd, as he's coming up to Blanchimont for the very first time, just preparing himself for what will be the first flying lap of this event. And let's go on board with the Haasman. Doesn't take a wide approach going into the final corner, something that possibly will gain him a lot of time coming down towards turn 1 La Source. Braking around the 65 meter marker, 3rd or 4th gear, depends whatever your preference is. Back on the power, heading down towards Rouge and Radion, two iconic corners in the F1 calendar before you get to the Kemmel Straight. DRS, of course, open for the first time in this lap. Take a bit of the curve on the outside, we'll open up the corner on the inside. Through Lecom chicane. As you're approaching the hairpin, which is a vital part of the track, actually. It's one of them places where you wouldn't necessarily think that there's a lot of time to gain or lose, but in actual fact, it is surprising. As he comes up to Puyon. Bit of understeer there. And somehow he does keep his lap, so he's gone away with it quite nicely. Coming through sector 2. very wide there as he's coming through Stavalo. Of course, purple sector for now. Well, there are drivers behind who definitely. Oh, and there we go. And that is BK. He is out. He's took a fumble, and BK in the Haas has said goodbye for this qualifying session. As going on board with VAT North, he has invalidated already. So let's go on board with PW Jones as Not Rapid puts in a 44.114. I'm sure he won't be too happy with that, although he definitely got a lot of time on the ball for now. And it can be quite vital just to get a banker lap and really push on the second, possibly even the third attempt around this amazing and iconic track, actually. See what the Williams man can do. PW Jones, someone who does occupy a full-time drive for the season's Crossplay. A division newly created to contest the speed. And it is felt that Crossplay has become a lot more stable than when it first released, and PW Jones very kindly puts himself into P1 for now, and Ecos Darth Vader has invalidated his first run, so that'll be a quick trip to the pits. Let's go on board with J Ray. Oh, and we got a spinner, and not only was it Darth Vader, but also Not Rapid as well, as J Ray puts himself into P3. Go on board with Danny Mack. Danny Mack, who races on Xbox as well as PC. He's chosen for the PC tonight. Can't say I blame him. So what I'm being told is basically BK, his cat sat on the keyboard, and yeah, that's why he span around. And yeah, so the excuses are already coming out, and we're not even 10 minutes into the qualifying session. He's currently out on a lap. Bryson is coming up to complete his first flying lap, and that will be good enough for P3. A little bit rusty. He has been away for a couple of weeks. He is now back home in Holland, or Netherlands, shall I say. I know how the Dutch do not like to be called Holland. They are from the Netherlands. As we got a few people coming out for the very first time. We got Pipe Tick, Ginger Cals. Pipe Tick is in fact a full-time driver for Crossplay, and Ginger Cals is a reserve. So we've got quite a few people who have signed up for the Crossplay division. A lot of these drivers, of course, will be racing in the PlayStation division, which is going to be Monday through to Thursday. And the one person who hasn't set a lap or even considering going out for a lap is in fact NRX Flynn. So Flynn's sitting back. He's a little bit comfortable. Of course, this is not the complete Crossplay lineup, as Brighton has invalidated, but it won't make a difference. Yeah, I think out of these 13 drivers, I think only around 4 of them, 5 of them are actually in the Crossplay division. So it's not a case of watching and seeing where your pace is. This is primarily just about fun and keeping the community involved. Let's get the telemetry up. Sorry, the data. Danny Mac coming through Blanchimont up to the bus stop. How will Danny Mac get on as he's coming through the final corner? And he's going to be towards sort of P4. There we go. That's his first banker. I say it's not going to be threatening pole position with a 45.0, but if it's a case of just getting a time on the board, then that's good enough for now. As we go on board with VRT Nord. VRT Nord actually got a bit of traffic ahead of him, and it does look like it's traffic that isn't on a flying lap as the McLaren man comes up towards the hairpin, and he is gaining on the Mercedes driver in front. So I don't know if it's, I think it's Wacky Races. You must get out of the way. And in fact, he does quite nicely. VRT Nord, despite having a spin and an invalidation in his first run, his second run is a lot cleaner, a lot smoother. And in fact, he run a bit wide on the exit of the last corner. He somehow keeps it just about validated, but he goes 4 attempts quick of PW Jones, and VRT Nord, despite only turning off all assists recently, puts himself into provisional pole position. We got a Aston Martin out on track, just coming out of the pits, and still no sign of NRX Flynn in the Ferrari. So Flynn, you'd imagine, is extremely confident. He might even choose to do a last to first. Who knows? This is precisely that chance to do it. Let's go on board with... Oh my days, what happened there? Let's go on board with Ginger Cals as he's coming through Lecom. You can tell which drivers are using a wheel and which drivers are on the control pad. BK, you can see him, he's just dropping down the order, hasn't set a time. And we were there when he spun, and that will be going on the TikTok channel. Don't forget to sign up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, where all videos from PlayStation and Crossplay will be exported to. So if you do miss the live action, don't fret, because you can still watch it on our YouTube. There will be clips on TikTok, there will be announcements on Twitter, and of course Instagram. I've already shouted out your cat, mate. So don't worry about that. Big shout out, but yeah, it does look like you'll be warming the P last, shall we say? As Ginger Cals puts in his first lap, and that is 46.0. Let's go on Cornish Mantis. Actually, Cornish Mantis is, despite joining qualifying late, he has invalidated his first run. So surely a trip to the pits now with just 4 minutes 50 seconds to go. And it's going to be basically one-shot quali for a few of these drivers. One-shot quali for Flynn, Mantis, and Darth Vader. And J Ray, he's down 38 seconds, so he's clearly coming in. And yeah, we're probably going to have a few minutes of waiting around. All these drivers just getting ready to prepare for their final run. So get your predictions in the chat. Who you think is going to get pole position? Provisionally, it is VRT Nord. Very quick driver. Just switched to no assist, as I said before. So, over the course of the season and the game cycle, surely a lot of speed to come once he gets the use of it. A good lap from PW Jones. Don't really know much about PW Jones, but so far he's doing a sturdy little job. And we got Ikas Vader, who is the first to come out. I mean, it's a little early to be coming out for a flying lap if the track is going to improve. As PW Jones is also making his way out, and Cornish Manta. So we're getting to that sort of time period where these drivers start to think about coming out. They want that clear track. And there we go. Let's go on board with Darth Vader, because he's going to be the first. He's coming up through Stavolo. I think it's Stavolo anyway. So he's coming to the end of his lap, his out lap, and I'm just wondering if he's going to actually get caught up in any traffic here, because we're sort of getting to that time where people may start thinking about coming out. There's, you know, there's a good minute and a half yet before they can start thinking about coming out. I think there is about a 20-second delay from what you see to what there actually is. So here we go, Darth Vader. 8th gear, heading down towards turn 1, La Source. Nicely takes turn 1. All the way now to Laycom. It's pretty much flat out all the way. It's all about sheer commitment. He avoids that first curve. That might have scrubbed some pace off. It's Ferrari. Took it very nicely there, and I think he'd be quite happy with this first third of the lap. No thrills, no spills certainly, and no spins more importantly. Heading through Peon, and he's invalidated, so he'll have to back off. He's got time. And let's go on board with Cornish Mantis now, heading through the comms, and actually quite a nice angle there of the Williams. Took it very nicely, very quick through the corner. A little bit squiggly on the exit. But it's all good for now for the car number 19. Where can the Williams man put himself? Sorry, this is PW Jones. Can he get himself up to VRT Nord? That is the question. He's got to find around 4 attempts, maybe a little bit more. And of course, that's with Nord not improving. It's a big ass. And it doesn't look like NRX Flynn is going to come out. It looks like he's committed to the last to first challenge, although he won't start last, I don't think. I think BK will finish last on the count of his DNF. Having said that, he has actually completed more distance, so maybe he will get the position. Where can PW Jones go? It's a slight improvement, but it's not quite good enough for, as J-Ray has invalidated. Who's going to be next? Is it Ginger? No, Danny Mack. What can Danny Mack do? Currently P7. 45-0 for the Red Bull man. See, can he get in a mixture of it? He's only got to find like half a second, and he's going to get onto the second row. And a nice spin, it must be said, but no is the answer to his troubles there. Unlucky Danny Mack, great effort. Let's go on board with Darth Vader. And actually, he's got no ERS, so is he pushing? But he's got no ERS. Flynn will start at the back of the grid, although be it P13. Who's coming up next? We've got P1 man who is invalidated. Where is Not Rapid? Coming up to the line. P2 for Not Rapid. Great last lap there. A little bit clutch. Where is Pipe Tick? He's currently a 10th down on his best time. Doesn't look like he's going to improve any higher than P4. Can Cornish Mantis improve it from P6? Pipe Tick surely hasn't got enough in the tank to improve here. It could be maybe half a tenth quicker, but to find 3 tenths, that would be something sterling. Comes up to the finish line, and he does improve. He improves, in fact, a couple of tenths, but it isn't enough. And Cornish Mantis 6 tenths of a second down. Let's go on board with Wacky Races, who's going up to the line. A gingerly pace, and that will be it. VRT Nord will take pole position, despite invalidating 2 of his 3 runs. And Not Rapid there. So it's Dutch 1-2. Great lap there from Not Rapid at the end. PW Jones, I think, will be quite satisfied with that. J-Ray in the end set a time on the medium, so, you know, who knows where he would have been. But Bryson 4th, Pipe Tick 5th, Cornish Mantis, Danny Mac, J-Ray, Ginger Cals, Wacky Races will complete the top 10. Ecos Darth Vader in the Ferrari will be P11. BK and NRX Flynn will start 12th and 13th with no set time. Get your predictions in the chat. Who you think's gonna take the podium? Who's gonna take the win? VRT Nord strong favourite, although I think. Do you know what? I'm gonna go for a crazy little NRX Flynn victory. I think he's got the pace. I think he's got the confidence. I think he's got the know-how. You know, haven't seen him a little bit. There's definite talent there, and I think NRX Flynn is going to be the man to beat. So as these drivers are picking their strategies, historically on this game, it tends to be hard to medium, with the drivers getting the quicker tyre towards the end, lesser fuel, of course, more grip. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm expecting sort of the back 2 or 3 drivers certainly to go hard. Maybe the front will decide to go medium to hard, but the soft tyre is probably the one tyre that you don't want to have. And I can safely say that it'd probably be avoided for this race. Go then. So the formation lap. Let's have a look at the tyre graphic before we include the formation lap. And the first 4 have chosen hards. NRX Flynn hard and J-Ray hard. Everybody else the medium. So the softs, not anybody's choice, which isn't really a surprise. And the one thing that the medium runners will be open for is that they can make some inroads on the hard drivers to begin with. Of course, they will lose that advantage second half of the race, so they've really got to do the damage with the first sort of 6 laps to really make the most of it. I've got a feeling it'll be hard to see a medium to hard driver on the podium. Watch out for Not Rapid. Certainly fancy his chances heading into Les Cons. if he can get a good slipstream up the Camel Straight. Someone's been there, and that's VRT Nord, who's he's had a right moment. I'm gutted we didn't catch it on stream, but there we are. And the Ferrari of Darth does decide to let him go. Let's go on board with the man who is going to start last. It's NRX Flynn, and I'm intrigued to see what he can do. The only Xbox driver as VRT Nord. No, it's not. It's J Ray who's at a moment. So the McLaren boys on the hard tyres are not having a good time here. Both of them off, and J Ray is not going to enjoy the start on cold hard tyres, but with grass on as well. So let's go on board, as Danny Mac was disqualified. Let's have a look. As we're getting away, 5 red lights here at Spa-Francorchamps. And we are go, 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 go. And it looks like it's a great start from Ginger Cowles in P9. He looks like he's going up the inside of his teammate. Let's go on board with Ginger Cowles up the inside. P7. What can he do? It's a clean getaway from VRT Nord. Where is Flynn? The two Ferraris are inside each other. That's very disturbing, I must admit. But it's NRX Flynn up 2 positions. He's already got the run on his teammate, and that is Ecos Darth Vader, who's had to take the exit a little bit. I just wonder if it's going to be Flynn who's let through, and in fact, it is. So already the Ferrari boys making up a lot of ground. It looks like he's going to go around the outside of the Red Bull, and for now, it's just eyeing up his options as the Red Bull has a look up the inside. Around the outside goes Flynn, around goes Darth Vader, and the Red Bull of Ginger Cowles is just completely getting out of the way, it must be said. And for now, it's a good start from the Ferrari lads. Let's go back on board with the top 3. We are on board with PW Jones. And let's have a look at the change of positions. So the top 3 remains the same. Pipe Tick up 1, Danny Mac up 2, J-Ray up 2, BK up 5. So BK, the big improver there through the first lap. And, Wacky Race is getting past J-Ray. Got a slow McLaren. It does look like he's got damage the way he's turning, so not been a good start from J-Ray. As Corners Mantis is eyeing up Ginger Cowles already going into the bus stop. Down the inside, it's mediums versus mediums. Can he make it stick? Not quite this time. And Ginger Cowles actually defends quite well. And there's a little bit of a contact. We've got Bryson versus Cornish. So Bryson has had an absolute stinker of a first lap. Welcome in, Elliot. How are you doing? And there we go. Let's go back on board with the Ferrari of Flynn, because he's taken his teammate with him. And already he's on the back of the Mercedes of Wacky Races, heading up a Rouge and Radion. And he's very close here down the Camel Straight. And I think we're going to see an overtake going down the Camel Straight. Flynn is not hanging about here. He wants the, he's going aggressive. It's hards versus mediums. Can he get past the Haas as well? No, he can't. It's the medium of BK who's, sorry, Wacky Races, who's trying to stick it out around the outside, but not doing anything here. He's coming back for more. Flynn goes aggressive, and it's extremely aggressive, but fair enough. And for now, that looks about job done. And I actually have to say, as... wait, what's up now? Wacky Races is up to 6. What is going on there? We got a spinner! It's BK! He's gone at Poyon, he's touched the curb and he's gone. It's a free position for everyone. Don't worry about it, Elliot, man. It's all good. There we go. So Flynn up to 7th. Wacky Races up to 6th. We got a yellow flag. And that looks like it's not Rapid. Not Rapid has retired. And thankfully, no safety car or virtual safety car. So we are down to 12 already. Let's go on board with PW Jones, who is keeping Nord honest, at least for the first couple of laps. And the fastest laps, of course, coming down. Bit of a gap from Danny Mac in 4th to Wacky Races in 5th. 2.3 seconds. So the only one who's kept position is Nord. He'll be very happy with that. And there we go. Let's just have a look at the tire graphic because it's important to see. The top 2 are on the hard to medium strategy, whereas 3rd, 4th and 5th are on the medium to hard. So those in behind the mediums won't be too disheartened where they are right now. They'll know that the race will come to them later on. But for the front 2, they're in a very good position, very good shape. And it does look like Ecos Darth Vader is beginning to drop off his teammate. So the pace just quickening up a little bit from the top 6. They are beginning to stretch the field. And of course, this is the first lap that DRS has been enabled. I'm just wondering if there's any damage there on the Ferrari. He's not. He seems to be slightly dropping off a little bit. And is Bryson? Oh, we got a yellow flag. That is J-Ray, who's had a moment coming through Pouillon. Bryson is getting awfully close there to Ginger Cal. So it's Ginger Cal's versus Bryson. Ginger Cal's is already running low on ERS. That's not going to be helpful for the rest of his races. It's a very difficult track to get your ERS levels back. There's not many heavy braking zones here at Spa-Francorchamps, despite being one of the longest tracks in the calendar season. And there we are. We got a yellow flag, sector 2 again. That's J-Ray yet again. Let's go on board because it does look like Flynn is very close to the back of Wacky Races, and Wacky Races this time. Yeah, and that is job done. And that is the Ferrari up to P5. And the Red Bull of Danny Mac is moving very slowly here. I wonder what's happened there, but 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th to a degree, all together. And you have to ask, what kind of pace has the Ferrari got if he can get past? Wacky Races is having a look at the inside, and he's on the medium. So again, as I said before, the start of this Grand Prix, he's really going to have to come back. He's really going to have to make the most of this tyre advantage right now. He's going to be pitting earlier and going on to a slower tyre. He's really desperate to get past the Ferrari. You can see it in his approach to the corners. And this is the advantage the tyre's got right now. NRX playing good at the inside of Blanchimont. And, I mean, of all the places to go for a move, that's not somewhere you normally see an overtake. So fair play, but he will give DRS away. An interesting strategy. Flynn obviously feels that he's getting held up more than what time he'll lose by giving away DRS, although Danny Mac seems to have got a decent exit of La Source. And realistically, should be able to get the position back quite easily. Although he has had a poor middle. And in fact, the gap to Flynn has increased instead of decreased. So, in the end, it worked out for the Ferrari driver. And now he can set his sights on the top 3, who are a few seconds in front. And PW Jones doing a splendid job of keeping Nord busy and thinking about defending rather than stretching away. Wacky Races is having a decent battle with Danny Mac. And Wacky Races will be open. That Danny Mac just falls behind NRX Flynn, just stays out that 1 second, and the advantage of, well, there we are, Danny Mac 1.4 now. So is he run out of ERS? Because yes, he has. You can see he's flashing. Doesn't seem to have much power, and in fact losing so much time and speed down the straight. As look at the Ferrari of Ecos Darth Vader. He's come from absolutely nowhere, just sniffing the back end of the gearbox of Wacky Races, and it's Wacky Races going to go to the outside of La Source, aiming to get a better exit. And Darth Vader as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Danny Mac gets overtaken by both the Mercedes and the Ferrari down the Kemmel Straight. Lack of power is certainly going to hurt, and this is a power circuit. And there's one, and here comes Darth Vader. And they're both through, and quite easily. Oh, he's had a moment. Oh, he's had a moment, and oh, that's not the rejoin that you want. That's not the rejoin that you want. And we'll leave that to the viewers and the chat. But from the spectator view, it looked like a poor rejoin. And despite not having any stewards at bay for this race, it is only a fair, you know, a fun race. Had it been a league race, I'm sure that would be penalised. Let's go on board then with P4. It's about the closest battle we've got on track now. There we can see Nord is 1.3 seconds ahead of PW Jones now, so just stretching a little bit. His main concern isn't perhaps P2 rather than P4. Let's have a look at the gap to leader. So 3.3 seconds behind. And Pipe Tick is running out of ERS already. Flynn nearly goes into the back of the Aston Martin. There we go then. And this is going to be an easy one. And these are the kind of overtakes which you want around Spa. You don't want to be behind a slower car through Sector 2. Oh, that's really going to hurt. And VRT Nord, despite being in the lead, 8 temps in the lead, he's picked up a 3-second penalty, which is clearly going to implicate the results. PW Jones now just 8 temps, so just wonder if PW Jones just having a bit of a chilled lap, saving his ERS a little bit. The guy on the move is NRX Flynn. And 2 retirements out of 13 so far. Such a long lap that any sort of damage around here is really going to cost you. So I just wonder if any of these drivers are carrying a little bit of damage. Bryson has got himself back up to P6 after I must be saying, a shocking start to the Grand Prix. And now 2 becomes 3 as Flynn has joined the train and will now pick up DRS. Will begin to save his DRS and begin his assault, ready for the second half of the race. And this race is just about to spice up. And let's not discount anyone else. It does look like the front 3 they're all on the hard. They're all on the hard to medium strategy. It looks like they're going to start pulling away from Pipe Tick, who is on the medium compound, the lead and medium runner. And, yeah, the confidence is there. The confidence is brewing. You can see it. The way he's taking corners. And in fact, the one who looks like he's struggling the most is the race leader. So it's Nord who leads from PW Jones. NRX Flynn NRX Flint looking quickest. PW Jones looking comfortable. And the race leader looks in trouble here. He doesn't look comfortable. He was 1.3 ahead just a couple of laps ago, and it's back down to 5/10. I've got a yellow flag, sector 2, and that is BK, who's had a spin. And Bryson has retired. Now we got a safety car. Now we got a safety car, and this is perfect for the medium runner. This is going to absolutely save the medium runners, because the hard runners were looking comfortable, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the hard runners pit here. Otherwise, they're going to be a pit stop behind, and on all hards. So I'm not sure can the mediums make it from this distance is the question. I think they will, given that they're going to be 2 or 3 laps behind the safety car. But towards the end of the stint, they might be on their last legs. I'm not too sure what the tyre life is on the mediums. And another question is, are we going to see anybody who went from the mediums to the hard, are we going to see anyone go back into the pit for a new set of mediums? Is it worth a second pit stop? So it's going to bring everybody closer. This is kind of what the race needed. Albeit, the way the race has panned out so far, it's unlikely that someone from the back is going to trouble the leaders. I just think someone like BK, Danny Mac may as well, if they have a second set of mediums, then they may as well go in the pit again, get on the quickest tyre. That'll make the finish and make some overtakes. Have a little bit of fun. Get a little bit of data. Of course, the Crossplay division does follow the PlayStation section. The calendar will mirror it. So the first race will be Bahrain in little over 2 weeks. Sign-ups are still open, of course. Despite having our grid for Crossplay, we still accept sign-ups. Reserve placements are still available. Anybody is welcome to sign up. Don't forget that our PlayStation section as well places are still up for grabs there. Although I think the AM side is pretty much sorted. The EU side, very much open. Let's go on board with BK. BK is on a keyboard, I think, tonight. Hence the sudden movements to the right, to the left. Let's see what BK decides to do, because from a racing perspective, medium is the tyre to be on. Who else will pit? Will anyone pit? Oh, there's a Ferrari gone in, so that's Daft, so he's gone in. BK's BK's having a meltdown. So two of the drivers decide that they want to go back onto a medium, although Darth Vader needs to pick up a front wing. See what the house driver does. Does he need to repair his front wing? No is the answer. So maybe we can get under green lights this lap. Nord is desperately trying to get some heat into them tyres, so he's convinced that this is the lap we're going to get going. He does have a 3-second penalty, and with no one behind him up to P7 having a penalty, if he doesn't have the pace, you're really going to see him fall backwards. The one thing he doesn't want is a late safety car around lap 18. That will really crush his race. Right, safety car is in this lap, so we've got 10 laps completed. We've got another half of this Grand Prix to go. We've got 3 drivers out, and only the top 10 will score points. Of course, they have to complete 90% of the Grand Prix if this was a league race, but because it's just for fun, we will give them more points. As, VRT Nord is completely backing them up. Of course, you have to keep consistent speed under the safety car. You can't bolt and then stop just because you didn't get a good start. It is what it is. Nord is hoping he can catch the Williams off guard. And it does look like he's gone this time. And there we go. And it's a good restart from the Ferrari man. Already only a 10th behind. Is he going to make a move down into the source? Yes is the answer. Is he going to make a move? Is he going to make it stick? The switchback from PW Jones, and that is beautiful. Very nice switchback. NRX Flynn wanted to make the move. And he went too deep into the source. And he's got the run here on the Williams man. So it's Ferrari versus Williams. It's literally 1997 all over again. And of course, you've got the McLaren up there as well. So there we go. Flynn up to P2. And it's Nord versus Flynn. PW Jones showing some great skill there at turn 1. But the exit that Flynn got from going deep into turn 1 was just too good for the Williams. And we may see a gap begin to happen. As already PW Jones 6 tenths behind. He doesn't want to be using too much ERS just to keep up. If he's too slow for the front runners, he can still consolidate P3. It's still a great result. Can he keep up? Does he have the pace? He wants to keep within 3 seconds of the leader. He's got a penalty, so he'll get P2 if it stays how it is. We've got a battle for P5 and P4. It's Wacky Races versus Pipe Tick. I think we're going to be having 11 laps of close battles at the front. There's not much between the two drivers. Both quality, quick drivers. As Flynn sets the fastest lap. No surprise there. And he's got a much better exit through turn 1. And this might be the move that puts the Ferrari from last to first on track. He will get it anyway on the virtue of penalties, but surely he'll want to get it on track as well. Let's have a look. Side by side going towards Lecom. Flynn around the outside. Oh, Nord! He somehow kept it. What a save. What a save that is from the McLaren man. And you absolutely love to see it. He's not out of this despite losing P1 and dropping down to P3. That was a hell of a save, and I hope he hasn't got any damage. He's going to have to make short news of PW Jones. PW Jones just sitting there happy, laughing away. He's picked up a free position. And now NRX Flynn can bolt away. He's got nothing in front of him. Nothing but clean air. And 10 laps of pure heaven. Let's go back on board with the Mercedes of Wacky Races. He's having a hell of a battle with Pipe Tip. This isn't the first time these guys have battled today. And clearly, well, certainly around here, it looks like they're fairly even on pace. And let's not discard Darth Vader, who's getting involved with this. Ginger Cal's has found himself into P7, so he's doing a good job as well. Despite struggling on the first stint, he's back up to P7. NRX Flynn, another fastest lap. He is really flying and showing his quality. Started P13, of course, now P1. It does look like he cost Darth Vader, is super close to the Mercedes. little bit of a lift off it seen by Wacky Race as well. Darth Vader certainly gained a lot of time there. And we're going to go too wide. Aston Martin, Ferrari! Darth Vader! Oh, I'm not sure what he did there. Bit of a mad dive. That was a bit silly, really. And Danny Mac coming up to the back of the Ferrari. Let's go on board with Nord, who still has PW Jones in front of him. The gap from P1 to P2 ever growing. Oops. And Nord has picked up another 3-second penalty, and this is something that he's going to have to nail, because it doesn't matter how quick you are. If you're picking up penalty, you're just going to drop positions. And sadly, although he's one of the quickest in this lobby, he does have those 6 seconds, and that's not good. He's going to have to work on that. Quality driver definitely has the ability to. Slightly locks up his rear left there as he goes into the bus stop. PW Jones doesn't mind that. PW Jones, no penalties. Flynn, another fastest lap, absolutely on cruise control in another dimension. And I think we're beginning to see a clear favourite for the Crossplay division. Thank you for the follow, Bryson. I think we're seeing a clear favourite for the Crossplay title, despite many Crossplay drivers not being racing tonight. He's definitely got the pace. And Ginger Cows has been overtaken. Let's go on board with BK, because he is catching up to the back of Ginger Cows. Danny Mac in the second Red Bull, or as BK just has a moment. Let's go on board with Danny Mac, who can see. He can see BK, he can see Ginger Cows, he can see Darth Vader. And we got a nice little battle here. I'm not sure we've got this in order in terms of pace, but right now, and Darth Vader, as Danny Mac takes the scenic route, Darth Vader is definitely the cork in the bottle here. There we go. So, yeah, there we go. It's 2 Red Bulls versus 1 Haas. Darth Vader has bolted. BK's going around the outside. I guess the move done before Blanchimont. Is Danny Mac going to make a move on his teammate? Are there orders at Red Bull? No, there isn't. It's very much Verstappen versus Ricciardo back in the old days. And this is bringing Pipetick right back into it. Lap 15 of 22. We are on the final third. And look how close Danny Mac is. Danny Mac surely with the move. Not going to be any trouble. He's going to have DRS. They're both running out. All 3 of them, in fact, are out of ERS. Look at the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin's going to try and bolt them both. And the Aston Martin makes a move up to P8. Ginger Carls goes for a switchback. Round the outside, Ginger Carls gets a little bit no room, and there he goes, still round the outside. Can he make it stick? Ginger Carls is chucking a shape here. Sadly didn't get it done. Great effort there from the Red Bull of Ginger Carls. Superb. But for now, it's dropped from P7 to P9. Let's go on board with P3, which is PW Jones. He's just dropped out of that 1 second now. However, no penalties. We'll promote him, of course. Ginger Carl's coming back for some more. As VRT Nord again with his 3rd penalty. That's 9 seconds of penalties now, so he's gonna, well, he's gonna drop to 4th on if it stays how it is, he certainly doesn't want a safety car. That would be absolutely dreadful. Darth Vader has made some questionable moves in this race. Somehow finds himself into P5. And he's got Wacky Races next. Heading up the Camel Straight for the 16th time. And there we go. That's a nice easy move for the Ferrari man on the mediums. However, Wacky Racers, I tell you what, he does like to battle, does Wacky Racer, and he's going to send up the inside of the hairpin. And in fact, he's going to make it stick. And Wacky Racers is back up to P4, really showing these guys how to battle hard but fairly. And it's a great example of fighting hard, but just grinding for every sort of point. And, Darth Vader has he's dropped back 7 attempts there. It was surprising, given how he's on the medium. He's doesn't really seem to have the same pace as what Wacky Racers has got on the hard. So a complete mixture of pace here. Ginger Cal's got a little bit of fight in him. Taking it to CLR Pipe Tick. Welcoming everybody who's watching. If you are new here, please hit that follow button. And you'll get notified on future races. Ginger Cal 6 times behind now. Let's go back on board with the leaders as Nord has lost it coming off of the source. Got on the power too early. And with those 9-second penalties, actually it's 5.6, 4.9, 4.7. Nord has completely lost this podium right now. And from looking like he was coasting to a podium, is now struggling for a podium. Let's go on board with the Ferrari as he gets past the Mercedes. So Darth Vader using that DRS just brilliantly. Wacky Racer seems to come back at this point of the Grand Prix, this part of the track. Really likes to fancy up the inside into the hairpin, but on this occasion, Ecos does cover it off and will hold position for now. Oh, Wacky Racers is gone. Oh, and he just got on the power too hard. And he's not retired, but he has binned it. And that is where he's done. It's such a shame because he was having a hell of a time. And there is a safety car. There is a safety car due to the debris. Now, surely everyone's going to pit. It's pretty much a free pit stop for the leaders. Flynn's going to pit. PW Jones pit. This is going to cost Nord a hell of a lot of positions because there's lap 17 of 22. 9-second penalty. He's going to be lucky to finish in the top 5 at this rate, as Flynn does get into the pit lane, just about. And PW Jones was absolutely laughing. So we're going to have pretty much a 4-lap shootout here at Spa-Francorchamps. I would be very surprised if everyone didn't come in. What will Wacky Racer? Wacky Racer's surely got a pit. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. And Cornish Mantis, despite being half a track behind, will be able to, as BK's retired in the pit lane. So perhaps he had to leave due to emergency situation, but Cornish Mantis surely going to pit for softs and rejoin the rest of the crew, rest of the team, rest of the competitors. He's half a lap behind already, and he's still got to make his pit stop. In fact, he's not pitting. Which begs the question, is he going to catch up and then pit? I mean, he'll only have 1 lap or 2 laps fresher, but I mean, the one thing he doesn't want to do is pit and the safety car come in and he's nowhere near, but he's got a lot of catching up to do.
gets 2 more.
Look at this could be a three-way
And no
battle.
DRS as well. No DRS.
Going into turn 3.